Let's first start with just your name.
I'm Kiana. My pronouns are she, her.
Cool. And then as far as identity goes, or your queer identity, are you defining yourself? Are you maybe questioning right now? Do you use the umbrella term?
Okay, so, I definitely find girls attractive, like, more than men.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm not sure about non-binary or stuff like that. But, I'm not quite sure about men either, because at first I was like, no. And I'm a little more loose about it, like, maybe. Maybe.
Cool. My dad called me Miss Q for a little while because I was questioning, but wasn't sure. So
Yeah.
that's cool. I get that. Enjoy that. Enjoy that journey and that time. I want to first just get to know Kiana. Like, who are you? What are you into? What do you like?
Well, I like drawing. I really like horses. I might be going back to horse riding lessons on next Monday. Don't know how long that's gonna last. We might just have to start paying for it because it was like a trade thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I do martial arts, which that's pretty fun.
That's way fun.
I'm on a white 1 stripe. It's pretty cool.
Okay, I need education. I don't know what that
so like
means.
white belt.
Yeah.
With 1 stripe of tape.
Okay. And which form of martial arts is this?
Mixed martial arts.
Okay. Nice, Kiana. So how long have you been horseback riding, and how long have you been doing martial arts?
Last year, February.
Nice. What inspired that? What made you decide, like, I want to do mixed martial arts?
I like always wanted to do karate is what I used to call it. I was like, I want to do karate so bad because my brother did it. And I was like, oh, that is so unfair. I really want to do martial arts. But my mom was like, no, it was way too expensive. Tristan couldn't get into it. I don't think you will. And yeah, and then Bean was doing it. And I was like, oh, that is awesome. But I was 12. And then once I turned 13, I'd be able to. So I was like, Mom, please, when I turn 13, I really, really want to do martial arts. She's like, I'll think about it. And yeah, now I'm in martial arts because it's pretty cheap.
I'm jealous and very happy for you. That's awesome. And you also mentioned drawing. I'd also love to hear a little bit more. How did drawing develop?
I don't know. I don't really know. Like, doodles. I don't know. It's fun. It doesn't take my brain necessarily. Like, it's not like math. you incorporate math. I don't do that.
Yeah.
Like, they always say, you incorporate math. And I mean angles, but is that really math? It's just an angle.
So you sound like a natural. It just comes naturally to you. You don't have to think about it.
Just doodle whatever I want.
Listen, that is truly a gift. I cannot draw a straight line, so. Or very many other things. So beautiful. That's awesome. Cool. So that's a bit about you. Tell me a bit more about how you figured out you were LGBTQ.
Pretty sure it was the first one in my group that started questioning it, but the last one who actually came out.
When you say, like, your group of friends? Okay.
My little group of friends who all turned out.
So how long ago did you start?
Probably 6th grade. I'm in 8th grade now.
Okay.
And in 6th grade, I just started, like, questioning a lot more things. First of all, having some more looks on in this community. And I was like, I can see that. I wasn't completely sure. I was like, maybe. And then, because I had, like, me and my friends, or at least one of my friends, we love talking about the future. Love it. I could never picture myself with a guy, though. In the future, we would always be talking about him like, that's weird. So I started doing more research into that, and yeah, doing a lot of quizzes.
A lot of online quizzes.
Yeah,
oh my
a
gosh.
lot.
We love those. What was your reaction to that? Like, what were you feeling during this time? Because for some, like, this uncertainty can be, like, a little bit scary and nerve-wracking. But for you, when you're like, I can't picture a guy in my future, like, how did you react to that or feel about it?
I didn't even, like, acknowledge the fact that I couldn't think of it with a guy. like, and then we thought of it. I was like, hey, you know, we've never pictured another one in our lives with all these children, but no other person. And we're like, yeah, that's really weird. And I don't know, like, when I would think about it, I'm like, that's weird. Because I didn't even really consider being gay as a choice. Just, I don't know.
How was your coming out?
I did it mostly in the form of a joke to 2 people, and then just widespread come out.
Okay.
But they just sort of ignored it. So my mom, I told her about a crush I had on someone because I can't keep my mouth shut. And she was like, oh, who is it? What's his name? And I was like, yeah. I was like, you don't need to know. And then I went home and I wrote a note because that's just a lot of the ways I communicate, because I don't really like confrontation. It's like stressful. I can't talk very well when it's important. So I write a lot of notes. And yeah, like thanking people, I write notes. Saying sorry, I write notes because pride. So yeah, I wrote a note. It was like, hey mom, I like Eden, not the Eden you're thinking of, because I have a friend, Eden. And yeah, that was the basis. And I was like, don't tell anyone. And then I think it may have been that night or a couple nights later, but I said, hey Bean, do you know what me and you have in common? We both like girls. And he was like, that's great. Thank you for being comfortable telling me. I got these all from TikToks, by the way. Don't quote me.
That's amazing.
And then for my brother, I said, you know, it's not always easiest to be the oldest, wisest, and the gayest sibling, but I'll take that role.
Wow, Kiana. Wow. I love the way that, because what I love about that is that you just slid it into like a casual conversation and didn't like make a big deal out of it with Bean and your sibling. Wow. Oh man, I wish I could go back in time and do that. That's amazing.
Yeah, the rest of my family, we were at the Pride Garden because they couldn't have a Pride parade, and then they had a Pride parade, but we didn't know about it because it was so last minute. Anyways, a little salty about that. But yeah, we went to the Pride Garden, and that was really cool. There were like exhibits and stuff.
The one in Salt Lake?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And I took a photo in front of a rainbow thing with some like a little flag that they handed out. And my mom took a picture of it. She was like, do you want me to post this on Facebook? I was like, okay.
Nice.
And they didn't have any reaction. No one ever talks about it or brings it up, which, I mean, you do you. I don't care. Because if it makes them more comfortable, sure. Because it's not like I'm openly expressing it to my whole family. If they ask, I'm going to say, like, yeah.
How about with your friends?
Coming out with my friends, well, all of them were like out. And they would ask me and I'd be like, I don't know. They were like begging for an answer. Like, I don't know. That's what I said with my mom for a long time too. It was like, I don't know. Then my brother asked, I don't know. Yeah, so they just kept asking. I was like, I don't know. Because I had been questioning it for longer than the first one who came out. And then there was the second, the third, and the fourth, which, okay. And then me. I was like, you know what? I might like girls. And they're like, good for you.
That's good, though. It's cool that you hung on to the I don't knows for that time, though, no matter how often people asked you. And if you ever need those I don't knows again, you can always use them.
Yeah.
I certainly do. That's awesome.
My mom, like, she came up and talked to me, which was, like, my worst nightmare. Even though I know she's totally supportive. Like, my whole family is, aside from, like, close family. They are all very supportive about it. So I was so scared, though. So I gave the note to her. Like, I always fold them into paper airplanes and throw them into her room.
Oh, my gosh.
So I did that, and I ran upstairs. And I locked myself in my room. She was like, Kiana, can I please come in? I was like, yes. And we sat down on my bed, and she was like, okay, I understand you, and I love you, and I'm very supportive of you, and just don't try to label yourself too much right now, because what if you need to take it back? Because she knows I have have really high pride. Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Nice. And how did that conversation feel?
It was nice. It was, like, refreshing. Like, a fresh breath of air. It was good.
I'm glad to hear that. That's awesome.
I
So,
guess.
oh yeah, go ahead. Get comfortable. Show us the tie-dye shirt.
Yes.
Love it. So, you seem pretty comfortable with who you are. Pretty chill. I mean, none of us are like perfect or complete, but where did that come from? And have you always felt this comfortable with who you are?
Absolutely not. Okay, so first of all, Encircle made me really happy about myself. And martial arts as well. I would always I am so fat. I would say that to myself and I'd be like, no. And also the clothes my mom got me for Christmas. This was some of them actually. I think some of this was from my family in Tennessee. Which is pretty awesome. And like the clothes also made me a lot more comfortable with who I am, because just the clothes I was wearing at the moment was like, yay, this looks good, but at the same time, boring. And the new clothing and then Encircle and martial arts just gave me a lot of confidence. Like I could look at myself in the mirror and say like, I'm so pretty, and it was nice.
Oh, that's so good to hear. You're giving us like science here. I love that you clothing expression. Yes, that's important. You found martial arts, something like that. I'm glad that Encircle was able to offer you that space, and hope it continues to do that. Can you tell me a little bit more of how Encircle helped you feel comfortable with who you are?
I am not sure, honestly. A lot of like the people, I could be surrounded by an accepting, kind community. Just the people helped a lot. Like I know there's people there for me if I ever need it. I don't know. Don't want to put that on people. No, but okay. Yeah, just I have a community and it makes me happy that I can just go here and make a lot of friends, and it's pretty awesome.
Do you have a favorite memory that centers around your queer identity?
The really pretty girls on the just I forgot what to call it, compilations or whatever, because I don't actually watch TikTok.
Oh, I see.
So just a bunch of videos from TikTok, lesbian videos from TikTok, but on YouTube in one video. So I'd watch those and they were so pretty, and they'd I was like, whoa, wow.
Nice. That sounds like a pretty good test to see where you're at. That's awesome. Cool. Good times.
Yeah.
What about memories, either highlight memories that you have here at Encircle, if you have any?
I think it was during summer, the water balloon fight with the barbecue. That was really fun. I made a lot of friends during summer and it was great. And just the water balloon fight. The food, really good. The water balloon fight, really fun. Because at that point, I wasn't that comfortable with the people, because with people I care about how they view me, it's a lot more awkward than dumb kids at school that I don't care how they view me. And I was just really anxious, like, oh no, did that sound mean? I was like, eh. And it helped break a lot of comfort zones.
And I know you've been pushing for more barbecues and water balloon fights, so I'm hoping for summer. I'm so excited for that. That'll be fun.
The first time I walked into Encircle, there was someone there. I always forget their name. They're like, I'm your father now. I was like, I was struggling so much with my dad at that moment, and they said, I'm your father now. I was like, wow, I have a dad now. Well, of course I had Bean, but yeah, it's different. And I was like, that's awesome. And they were just really nice and welcomed me in as they were leaving. And then I walked in, I'm pretty sure Cal was there. And I talked to Cal a lot when I wasn't really talking to other people. And that was great too. And yeah, it was just really welcoming. I first walked in, everybody was like, hi, what's your name? Asking me my pronouns and my name. It was great.
Do you have any heroes, whether it's celebrity, fictional characters, people you know?
Definitely the only person I could ever think of is my mom. I famous people, a lot of famous people, they've done some pretty bad stuff. Like, and I don't know them personally.
It's fair.
But my mom, she's like a girl boss. She's pretty awesome. She owns her own dog grooming place, which is awesome, and I've always wanted my own little business. And she's so independent and cool and really relaxed about everything. And like, she sees both sides of pretty much everything and makes her own choice from there.
You just described a really cool person.
Yeah, she's pretty cool.
Nice. She might see this, so you might get another cool conversation at some point. So that's sweet. Nice shout out to Mom.
Yeah,
That's
she's
very cool.
awesome.
So you said that your immediate family are your close supporters. Would you say like anyone else that is a really good supporter?
My friends, the people here. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Oh, the people at martial arts.
Nice. So they've helped you feel comfortable.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Because we had a talk, and like the very first day, it was like different people. We accept everybody, and it was great.
Really?
Yeah.
That first day they just kind of laid it out like who's welcome
Yeah.
and...
The first day we didn't practice or anything. We just talked about like what was going to happen, rules, stuff like that.
Sweet.
Brought that out all there. Yes.
Oh, that's so sweet. I probably would have cried. Like, I love stuff like that.
It's like, oh, I could breathe, and I was like, oh. So like, I want to be doing this until I'm a black belt. So that's a lot of time spent with them. Means we'd probably get close, and they're awesome. We all have to call him Stormborn. Yeah, it's pretty cool. He assigns names to all the brown belts, I'm pretty sure. Then when you're a black belt, you get to choose your own name, which is pretty cool. It's like code names.
He got to choose his own name?
Yeah.
Because he reached a black belt level?
Yeah, he's like somewhat, I'm pretty sure he's like the main person who started this, along with pretty sure his wife. Yeah, and they're really cool. His wife is she who watches over.
I love this.
Yeah.
We love people that get to choose their names, essentially,
Yes.
like as a just general
Yeah.
rule. So that's cool to see that it can transfer over into other spaces like martial arts.
Yeah.
Cool. In your journey of both coming to be more comfortable with yourself, coming out, what are some lessons that you've learned?
Probably like, don't judge a book by its cover, which still a challenge for me. Still kind of getting used to that.
What do you mean by that? Tell me more. Like,
to tell the truth, I'm a very judgmental person. Of course, I'm never gonna like talk to you about it to your face. No one in here. Like, no one in Encircle in general. But just, I look at someone, I'm like, no, I don't want to talk to them. Which, like, I don't know. I feel like junior high does that a lot to you. Because I look at a lot of people, I'm like, I can't be friends with them. And most of the time I can't. Most of the time it's true, like, no, you don't want to be friends with that person because they're, like, mean, very mean. Yeah, mean.
yeah, that's the main disqualifier.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what taught you that you shouldn't judge a book or a person by their cover?
Just the fact that, like, you don't, like, because I know a lot of people here struggle with family issues, things at school, just struggle in general, and with who they are. I know that a lot of people struggle with that here, and you never know, like, someone could be struggling with the same exact thing, but they look like the basic girl or the jock or whatever. And I don't know, you just don't ever want to be too sure because they could just be putting on a mask.
Deep. Very well said. Is there anything about your coming out that you would do differently?
I kind of wish I came out to my mom in a different way.
You don't like the airplanes? No, it's totally cool. You can tell me what you'd do differently.
I was planning on singing a song because I really like singing. Oh yeah, I didn't say that. I really like singing.
I
was planning on singing a song because I found a song and I would just change it for like girl with a girl lyrics.
Okay.
I regret it all the time. I think about it.
Oh. Got you.
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been cool. You can still write that song. You
Yeah.
can still do it. Tell me a bit more about, like, what are those passions and desires and hopes that you have or want to do with your life? So you mentioned you want to be there for others. What else?
I definitely want to be there for people, like, all the way, because it makes me happy. Like, some people think that sounds selfish. Like,
they think it's selfish to want to be there for
some people are like, if you're only doing it for your benefit. I'm like, no, it's for other people too, and me. I really want to be a known activist. Like, just main life goal, don't fade away, like, once you obviously die. Like, be remembered as someone who did something good. Like, I don't know, this is what I always picture in my head. Like, somebody doing a school project, and they are more liberal, on the liberal side, and they're like, yeah, I want to do one on Kiana, and they do a school project on me. It's really cool. It's like the dream.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just want to be able to be like, oh, that's Kiana. Like, if you see me on the street, like, that's that cool activist lady. Because I just want to be an activist, and I want to be able to not necessarily change, but at least help. Like, help the change. I don't need to be the one who makes the change, but helps it push forward.
That hit me. I really like how you said you just want to help, essentially, like, taking the pressure off to be, like, the big change or, like, shifting the whole world, but, like, I can just help. I really appreciate you saying that. Thank you so much for sitting down with me, Kiana. I loved it.
Yes, of course.
Keep sharing your stories.
Yeah.